So the playoffs are coming up, so I decided why not just give my playoff predictions. I think it should be fun. Not an expert by any means, but this is just my opinion. So here we go. First matchup is the Jaguars versus the Chargers. This might be actually the matchup of the week, in my opinion. It could go either way. I'm pretty sure the Chargers are favored by maybe like 1.5. But nevertheless, I think I'm going to go with the Chargers, even though Brandon Staley can be confusing at times. Mike Williams, I don't know if he's going to play. As you know, I'm going to have to go with Justin Herbert over Trevor Lawrence. Jags have been playing really well. I think they've won like 7 out of 9. But I'm going to stick with the Chargers. I think their offense is just too strong for the Jags defense, who is pretty good. But if Mike Williams plays, and even if they don't, they still have Keenan, they have Joshua Palmer, and then Austin Eckler, the X Factor. But he seems to get like 10 catches a game. So yeah, we're going with the Chargers. All right, in the second matchup, we got the Bengals versus the Ravens. This would have been close if Lamar was playing. He unfortunately is not, so it's either going to be Tyler Huntley or Anthony Brown. Yeah, so I'm just going to pick the Bengals. This should not be close, to be honest. They literally played last week. Bengals, they didn't perform to their standard, I would say, but they did decent. Yeah, but Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, Joe Mixon, and Jamar, that should be enough to get it done and win pretty handedly, in my opinion. And then, honestly, probably the worst matchup of the day is the Bills versus Dolphins. Bills are favored by like 13. Put that in perspective, that's what like Georgia was favored by to TCU. This could be ugly. Skylar Thompson, I'm pretty sure, is going to be the quarterback. Teddy can't go, so the Bills should crush. I would predict something like 34 to like 10, something like that, yeah. And then on the NFC side, these were the games are more interesting. Bucks versus the Cowboys. I'm actually going to be at this game because I am a Bucks fan. And honestly, the Bucks are not that good. But also the Cowboys have been struggling. Tom Brady is undefeated against the Cowboys in his career, so that means anything. But I actually think the Bucks match up pretty well against the Cowboys. They have 2 top 20, top 15-ish wide receivers. In the second corner on the Cowboys, whoever that is, it seems like they switch it every single week. It just seems to struggle over and over again. So in a nail biter, I predict like Bucks to come back in the fourth quarter that Tom Brady always does, and they squeak out the win. Now the bias may be coming out of me, but I don't know. I'm picking the Bucks. And here we go: Vikings versus Giants. The Vikings, probably the worst 13-4 team I've ever seen. To be honest, they are not good. I'm pretty sure they ended the season with a negative points differential. I could be wrong, but I think that's true. And the Giants, they are just mediocre. Brian Dabble definitely deserves Coach of the Year, in my opinion. Kind of like Mike Vrabel or Mike Tomlin, where their team is not that good, but he just galvanizes the troops and just does pretty well. So this is going to be tough. The Vikings already beat them before, but that was a 61-yard field goal to win. I don't know. This is like a pickup, in my opinion. It is in Minnesota, though, so I think I'm going to pick the Vikings. Barely. I'm not confident in that, but I'm going to pick Kevin O'Connell, who also deserves some praise as being head coach. 13-4, that's nothing to laugh at. Even though I don't think they're that good. And the 49ers versus Seahawks, I'm just picking the Niners. The Niners are already dominated the Seahawks twice. Brock Purdy, for some reason, is playing out his mind. Kyle Shanahan, probably the best coach in football. Yeah, so I'm picking the Niners to pretty easily take care of the Seahawks. Right now in the divisional round, we got the Niners versus the Vikings. Vikings offense is borderline elite. Kirk Cousins played very well this year. Their defense is horrific. While the Niners are arguably the best team in football, one of the most complete teams. I believe since Brock Purdy has been the quarterback, they're the #1 offense as well. And I think they ended up as the #1 defense. So I'm going to have to go with the 49ers. If I had to guess, they'd be probably favored by like 7. A significant amount in the divisional round. Yeah. Then my Buccaneers versus the Eagles. Yeah. I do want to pick the Bucs, obviously. But the Eagles are just the better team. Would I be surprised if the Bucs won? No. We have Tom Brady. That's about it. The Eagles are just loaded everywhere. Their only weakness is stopping the run, and the Bucs are one of the worst rush teams in NFL history. So yeah, the Eagles should take care of business. But you never know with Brady. He's the clutch GOAT, man. So yeah, but we're going with the Eagles. And then on the AFC side, we got the Chargers versus Chiefs. This game actually going to be very interesting in my opinion. Chargers always play super close against the Chiefs. Eventually lose in like the last minute almost every single time. I predict this game to be close again. But I can't go against Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. Probably the best coach quarterback duo in the NFL. Honestly, bar none. It's not even close. And I got the Chiefs going back to the AFC Championship for what seems like the 10th year in a row. And then who will be versing them? Will it be the Bills or will it be the Bengals? They did play, and then unfortunately, incident with Damar Hamlin occurred. But the Bengals looked very strong in that game, at least in the first quarter. The Bills, they're really carried by Josh Allen. They have some holes in their defense. Injuries ruined them. Von Miller out for the season. Secondary banged up. The Bengals, one of the most complete teams in the NFL. Fortunately, they had some injuries in their O-line with Lyle Collins, who isn't amazing. Honestly, a little overrated. And Alex Kappa, kind of injured. Hopefully he can get back on the field. We'll see. Am I picking Josh Allen? It basically comes down to the quarterbacks. Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. I like the Bengals offense a little bit more than the Bills. It's more complete, that's for sure. I think I'm going to go... This is really tough, but I think I'm going to go with Joe Shiesty and the Bengals to make the AFC Championship. For just some reason, Burrow has the X factor. I know that doesn't tangibly mean anything, but he has that X factor. It's kind of like the Brady factor, but the Bengals team is much better than the Bucs. So there we have it. The AFC Championship, we have the 3 seed versus the 1 seed. And in the NFC Championship, we have the 49ers, the 2 seed versus the Eagles, the 1 seed. These are good championship games. Any one of these teams I can see, including the Bills, those 5 really can see winning the Super Bowl. So if you pick any of those, no problem with that. But here we go, the Bengals versus the Chiefs. This is a rematch of the AFC Championship. Last year, will Joe Shiesty do it again against the Chiefs? Will Patrick Mahomes not choke in the second half? It's one of the worst second halves I've ever seen Chiefs have with Patrick Mahomes at the helm. But is it the Chiefs going back to the Super Bowl? Or the Bengals going back-to-back Super Bowl? Honestly, I think I'm picking the Bengals. The Chiefs, they are very explosive. They're vulnerable. They have their issues on their defense and honestly on their offense. And I think the Bengals match up very well. As I said before, the Bengals are probably them or the 49ers are probably the most complete teams on both sides of the ball. Defense, solid, or offense. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, that might be the best duo. Maybe Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle's up there too. Whatever you want to pick, but I'm picking the Bengals to upset the Chiefs, make it to the Super Bowl. And then in the Conference Championship, this is also a really good game. Got Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, Brock Purdy, George Kittle, Nick Bosa's 49ers. The Eagles have been dominant all season long. Besides the last few games, but Jalen Hurts was injured. Should be more healthy now. He had 2 weeks of rest against the Bucs. Should be close to 100%. Do I trust him or a rookie, Mr. Irrelevant now, Brock Purdy, in the NFC Championship in Philly? It's close. 2 elite defenses. Honestly, 2 elite offenses as well. But I'm picking the Eagles. Brock Purdy has been playing out of his mind, and all props to him, but I can't trust him in the Conference Championship against Jalen Hurts, who was an MVP candidate, him or Mahomes. Mahomes is probably going to win that. Yeah, I'm picking the Eagles, so my Super Bowl, Bengals versus the Eagles. I would predict the Vegas lines. Honestly, this could be a pick'em. Maybe the Eagles by a point would be my guess. But it would be close on a neutral site in Arizona. Who am I picking? It's close. We got Burrow, Hurts, secondary, unbelievable. James Bradbury, Slay. I'm pretty sure they're the #1 pass defense in the NFL. And then on the flip side, Joe Burrow, Higgins, Chase, Mixon. We got even sleepers on their offense. Trent Irwin. He's somehow really good now. Tyler Boyd, Hayden Hurst. Who am I picking? This could go again either way. I'm telling you, the Bills, Bengals, Eagles, Chiefs, 49ers all have a chance to win. But I believe in him this time. I think he gets his revenge on the Super Bowl. And Joe Burrow and the Bengals are the Super Bowl champions for the 2023 season. So there you have it. I think the game's going to be really close. Probably something like 27-24, something like that. Very close. But I got the Bengals winning. Joe Shiesty hoisting the Lombardi and winning the Super Bowl. So there you have it. This is my playoff predictions for the 2023 season. How accurate is it? I think it looks pretty good. Probably not going to end up that way, but we will see. Yeah, it's just something fun I wanted to do. Have a good one. Peace.